Hello, my name's Aaron Clary, and if you don't know me, that's all right. I run a consulting company called Asshole Consulting, former banker, current economist, all that other bullshit. And today, we're going to answer a very common question that I guess, how can I get more interest on my savings account? Now, I can guarantee you, a lot of people say, well, we guarantee, and they're lying because they want your money, and they're typically scamming, and they want commissions. You never will get that guaranteed rate of return. However, I have a way to guarantee you at minimum at absolute minimum 3.5, if not more, like 4.25, 4.5% rate of return on your savings. Risk-free. I do mean that. It is risk-free. I'm not saying there's you invest in government bonds. Well, the government might. I'm talking there is zero risk in this, and that is the low limit of your savings. Some of you can actually get a risk-free rate of return of 18% on your savings. All right, and the reason you can get these high rates of returns, and the way you do that, is you pay off your debts. All right, I know it's not the American way. I know it's just spend money, and like we have to have our McMansion, and we have to have our fashionable Jimmy Choo shoes, and we have to have a brand new SUV. No, you really fucking don't, and you shouldn't be buying that crap in the first place. But if you're the typical American, you have debt, and you probably have 3, even 4 forms of debt. One, you have a mortgage of some kind, all right? Now, you can go ahead and pay off your mortgage early, and that will guarantee you a rate of roughly 3.5 to 4.5% rate of return, depending on where your mortgage is, all right? The reason it's risk-free is because you're the counterparty risk. You're the one at risk of not paying it back. The banks have all the risk of you not paying it. So it's not like you are lending this money to somebody and hopefully they pay you the 4% interest and hopefully they pay you back. You're the one saving the money. You're the one that has to pay this back. So instead of throwing your money into a savings account and earning your paltry 0.5% interest rate, what you're doing is you're throwing it into your mortgage and you're saving yourself 3 or 4%. It's the same thing. You're saving your money in the long run on the mortgage versus saving your money, having it sitting in the account. Now, that's the low end. That's your mortgage. Now, if you want to save a higher rate of return, like I said, there's 2 or 3 more different types of debt Americans have. A lot of you have car loans because you're idiots and you bought cars not for cash. I don't know why you do that. You don't need a fancy car. It's the biggest lie ever told to Americans, aside from the fact that you have to go to college. But car loans, again, depends on the risk. That could be anywhere from, well, some of them are really low. Some of them are 1% finance. That's if you have good credit. But you're more likely around the 6 or 7% rate of return. All right? Again, you are the one that is the risk. You are the counterparty risk. It's the risk you don't pay your car loan back. But you still got to pay that damn 7% interest. Well, why don't you make an extra payment on your car loan or pay that off? And that will save you a lot more money than that's going to put a lot more money in the long term into your bank account than if you throw your money in there and you make your 0.5% interest a year. Then there's credit card debt. Oh my gosh, you can get a higher rate of return than you can in the S&P 500. A lot of you have interest. I mean, credit cards, if you have carrying on a balance, that is just killing you. So that'd be like the first place I'd go to. And so you want to make anywhere from 10 to sometimes 25%, you go and you pay off your credit card bills. And that, again, risk-free, because you're the counterparty risk in this transaction. The credit card company lent you the money. Pay that off. Make your 18% a year. And that's way more than you're ever going to have it. Send over at somebody's, Wells Fargo account. Ooh, you get your 0.75% interest there. Oh, thanks a lot, Wells Fargo. And then there's student loans. Now, this depends on whether they're starting to accrue interest and other things, but usually your student loans, I think it was 3 to 4% or something. I'd have to look it up again, and it depends where it's private or government student loans. Again, that's going to be a higher rate of return than what you are lending it to the bank in your savings deposit or savings account. So yeah, you can get a hell of a lot more rate of return than you can get a lot more interest than you can on your savings account. You just pay off your debts. I know that's very anti-American. I know that's evil. Pay off my debts. Well, that's not the American way. It's just borrow, spend, and then everything will be taken care of by the politicians. They said so. But yeah, if you're serious about actually getting a higher rate of return and improving your personal finances, pay off your freaking debt. What are you going to do? Earn your 0.5% on a savings account at the bank? Ooh, maybe get 2% on a government bond? And if you're really lucky, you go and you invest in the stock market, you might get a 3% dividend yield? Maybe if you're lucky. Guys, the number one investment in 2016 should be paying off your frickin' debts. That's what it should be. It'll improve everybody's lot in life. I don't care if you get your little 401k match or you get your IRA tax write-off. Pay off your frickin' debts, and that is going to be the number one thing that we can really help to improve the financial health of the country. So anyway, that's all we got for the captain. If you got any other questions, you want to get more of my super awesome economic financial genius, you can go to captaincapitalism.blogspot.com. You got questions, you can go to assholeconsulting.com. I do charge. It is Asshole Consulting. It's not a charity. And that's where we give you the swift kick in the ass of reality that you need. Best of luck to all of you. Toodles.